Hello, my Tabor City home here, and today talk about watermelons. So, if you look on the internet, there's an awful lot of talk about whether or not to trim or not trim your watermelons. We actually trim them. We go down and find the last watermelon. We try to most of the time leave 2 on a vine. Sometimes we'll do as few as 1, but we'll come down here and right after a watermelon we'll give it a couple of inches and we'll go ahead and snip the vine there. And what we found is that it actually does help with growing a larger watermelon, so to speak. You know, I haven't left them where they're not trimmed, so I can't tell you if it makes a sweeter watermelon. Well, let me rephrase it. I haven't tried 2 watermelons on the same plant where one's trimmed and one's not trimmed. But I can tell you on the plants where you don't trim them, that you really, in my opinion, get kind of a lackluster response out of the watermelons on this. So one of the things about trimming watermelons is, you see right here we have a main vine that's coming off of the plant, and this vine comes down through here, and this thing's trucking down through here, and you know, but you'll start getting these side shoots that come off, and these side shoots can actually use up an awful lot of energy. So what we do is we just come through and we cut those side shoots off. All right. And so down here, same thing. You know, we have our main line coming through here, but here we got a side shoot growing off. So we're gonna go ahead and trim that one off. And realistically, we go down through here. Here's another side shoot. Realistically, all we're looking for is 1 or 2 good quality watermelons per line. Now, if we come down here, let me start. I'm trying to get this for the camera. We come down here and we follow this vine, all right, and we come through. We'll see that we got a side shoot here, so we're going to trim that off. Then we have a watermelon, so we do have a watermelon growing on this vine. So this vine turns the corner here and goes up through, and it starts heading off in this direction and goes all the way back to that plant there. So this watermelon vine comes over here. So this is the first watermelon on this vine, okay? So you have to look at the vine. You actually have to go along and look at all the vine. So we don't have a second watermelon anywhere on this vine. So we're gonna go down here. Here's watermelon number 1. We're going to follow the vine down. Okay? And nope. Let's see. Do we have a second watermelon on this vine? Yes. Okay. So right here is our second watermelon. So all we're going to do is we're going to go just beyond that by 1 inch or 2. And we're just going to trim that off. And that'll keep this vine down to 2 watermelons. And that's all that we're trying to grow here. Now, obviously, you can look at this garden. I don't do a tremendous amount of weeding around it. This is kind of a extra garden, if you want to call it that. And I really don't spend a tremendous amount of time in it. But it does get a fair amount of water. And because of that fair amount of water, I just tend to plant watermelons back here when I'm going to grow them. And have never really seen the grass really cause it any major issues. As I said, you know, we've got watermelon over here growing. All these watermelons were planted April the 2nd. And today would be June the 8th. So, you know, watermelons big as your fist, 2 months. So we're gonna see what those things. I would really, the largest one of them all, I'd really like to try to see what we could do with it by July 4th. So, anyways, my Tabor City home to you. You know, trimming watermelons, not trimming watermelons, big debate among people. Do what you feel comfortable with. But as far as, you know, when we get to a certain point in that bed, there's sweet potato slips growing in that bed. And we get to the point where we're going to start actually putting those sweet potatoes in the ground, which is coming up here in the next week or 2. We'll go through and I'll actually move those vines around and go in there and take a stirrup hoe and get all those weeds and everything out of there, get the sweet potatoes out of there, and start planting sweet potato slips in the back garden. So, you know, it's about time to clean that thing up, but it is what it is for today. And it's not hurting anything. It's getting plenty of water, and it's growing watermelon. So, there you go. So, let's get outside. Let's dig in the dirt. Let's get our hands dirty. Let's fix something, build something, all right? So, America is not a disposable nation. My Tabor City home to you. God bless.